Alright. Are we working now? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I hear stuff.
We good?
Yeah, I hear Facebook.
We good?
Waiting for Twitch or YouTube to catch up.
Come on, YouTube.
Alright, Twitch, we're good. Audio.
Oh, finally. They're gonna have to close around us. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Sorry. You gotta close around us.
Okay.
Just make sure you clock out on time.
Okay.
Are we good? Facebook, can you hear us this time? Whoever's there.
We're good on YouTube.
This is ridiculous. I hate technology. Jason,
Yo.
smile. All right. Instagram is going live right now. Was the movie good? We're going to get to that. Give us just like 1 minute here. Thank you for tuning in, by the way. Let's see. All right. I'm going to split my screen here.
Whoa, you're gonna X-split it?
Oh, this is wrong though. We're not talking about CW's Black Lightning.
I hate that on Twitch. Always. Whatever.
Tomb Raider movie.
Hello, Mr. Rob Allen.
All right. What are you eating?
Are eating. Do you want to say?
Yes, we can let people know. He's already eaten half of his, but Instagram, all of our friends here. This is our new toast that we'll be serving starting tomorrow. This is the edible Hulk.
Hulk smash! His face full of delicious flavor. The tagline needs some work.
Maybe a little bit of work, yeah. This is sourdough bread. It's got a little bit of butter on it, and we've got a good amount of avocado, salt, pepper, and red pepper flakes for you Instagram friends. I have very light pepper flakes. I usually don't get them at all, but our lovely friend Danny decided to put some on there for me anyways. I can't see chat on this one.
You have to hit the chat window.
Chat window.
Or there should be
There's
a little
no
arrow.
chat
There should be
window.
a little arrow up top. No?
No.
Maybe you're too minimized.
Let's do this.
Well, I have it open. I see.
There we go. It's right there. Oh, it disappeared again. Alright, well, anyways.
Instagram. How's everybody doing? Facebook. Everybody good? Ready to talk Tomb Raider?
Okay, Tomb Raider. So, if you have not seen it, we will be talking spoilers. Lots of spoilers, including spoilers of the games if you have not played them and plan to.
The rear answer melter, if it's served all day.
Oh, yes. This will be served all day. So you'll be able to order it starting tomorrow morning. Coffee side opens at 8. Okay, so just for anybody tuning in, we are streaming in multiple places right now. Again, I mentioned earlier, in our last stream like 2 minutes ago. This is the first time that we're using this camera and streaming across so many platforms. So we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch,
And of course, Instagram.
we're on Instagram. So if one is failing, check the other one. On Twitch, we're Oblivion Geeks, not Oblivion Comics. Okay, so I guess initial, first, what?
Melter's like, oh man, spoilers! I can't watch the video.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry, Melter.
We'll make sure we don't go into spoilers quite yet. We'll let you know when the spoilers are coming, so you can kind of get our reactions, and then when you need to leave, you need to leave. To that effect, without any spoilers, Laura, you are a fan of the series, correct? The franchise.
Yes,
the video game franchise.
The new game franchise. I'm gonna be totally honest. I never played the older games.
Okay.
I only played the new ones, and I absolutely love them. I love what they're doing with the character, with the storylines. I loved all the characters in general with the games, and so I was very excited to see they were going to reboot the movies based on this newer Lara Croft.
Hold on, I'm going to interrupt really quick. We have local celebrity in the house, Mr. Sir Aaron Carter from Video Game Bangs, checking us out on Instagram. What's up?
Hey.
All right, just continue.
I'm gonna say I've only seen the movie once, which was last Thursday opening night. Danny and I went. We're huge fans. If you check out my Instagram, we have cosplayed Lara and Nathan from Uncharted together. So we're very much into these kinds of games, the narratives and whatnot. Very into strong female characters. So I was really happy to see the movie come out. I liked it. There are definitely things wrong with it, especially knowing it's source material. But I came out enjoying it. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of Easter eggs and things, throwbacks to the games. I think I'm not going to get into much detail, so we don't do any spoilers.
No spoilers, but I'm curious. When you say stuff was wrong with it, are you saying stuff was wrong with it as a film, or wrong with it as a Tomb Raider film?
Both.
Okay.
I'm going to say there were things wrong in both aspects, for sure.
Okay.
But I'd say for a video game movie, I thought it did fairly well.
Okay. I watched it. I watched it yesterday afternoon. I've never played any of the games, old original ones or the new one. I've not played any of it. My experience with Tomb Raider is maybe the Angelina Jolie films many years ago, and even those I don't remember.
I don't remember much.
So I came at this movie pretty fresh, and I'm going to give it a solid. It was okay. Yeah, that's it. No, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with it. I mean, I can't speak from a adaptation aspect. Just as a film itself, I don't think there was much wrong with it. I think it checked all the boxes. I just, for whatever reason, didn't walk out of there loving it, and that's fine. I think it was enjoyable enough. I'm very okay. This might be slight spoilery material, very slight. Don't tune out yet, just chill. It's probably going to lead to a franchise, as most films these days do.
Yeah.
It's going to lead to a sequel, or maybe more than that, and I'm excited to see those.
Melter. Sorry, I'm a little chewing here.
Yeah. Worth full price, or is it a matinee movie? Do you wish you paid matinee price for it? I paid matinee price for it, just because it worked out that way.
I personally didn't mind paying full price, but at the same time I also went to the Arden Theater, the really nice one with like comfy seats, and so you're kind of paying for the comfortable seats and the reserved seat.
We have a comment on Instagram to say, I thought it was watchable, but I did wish some of the characters from the video game or in the movie.
I
They are
agree with
referring
you.
to the reboot video game.
I agree.
Melter muted. Melter, come back. Oh, Melter's
you're back. Okay.
I was back. I should just have spoilers. Spoilers off.
I personally, I mean, if you like action movies and things like that, I think it's worth paying the full price for it.
I'm the kind of movie viewer that likes seeing movies in the theater that are like big sci-fi epics
Yeah,
or
me
really
too.
big on special effects, animation, things that demand to be viewed on a big screen. Like I don't watch dramas or comedies in theater really. I go watch
Same
those at
here.
home. So for me, do I think this movie needs to be watched on a big screen?
You probably not.
Maybe not.
It's kind of in the middle.
Yeah, so I would say matinee for sure. If you're hesitant about paying full price, that's totally fine. And but when you do watch it at home, watch it on a big screen.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, don't watch
if
it
you're
small.
gonna, well, and I want to say too, if you're gonna watch it in the theater, don't see it in IMAX, and don't sit in the very front of a regular theater.
I didn't see in 3D. I don't even know if it's in 3D.
I don't know
say-
either,
I would
but
say-
I wouldn't see in 3D either. But there's definitely, in action movies in general, it gets a little shaky. And we almost went and saw it in IMAX just because it's down the street from here. But we decided to hold off on that because we knew it was going to be shaky and it was going to be hard to keep track of. So I'm glad at this point I was like, okay, yeah, we definitely shouldn't have seen it on that large of a screen and that close. But I still, I really enjoyed it. I had fun. Somebody who's played the video game, I think, I feel like this movie probably was more catered towards the people who played the game.
Okay.
Um,
As someone who hasn't played the game, when I watched it, I didn't feel like I was missing it. I didn't feel like sometimes you watch movies and you can tell this is for people
yes.
who play the game. I didn't get that sense. I felt like the story itself for me was a solid story. I got it. I got the motivations of the characters. I got the reasoning behind things. For me, it was a pretty solid story. And I'm not saying solid as in good, but solid as in there weren't many plot holes. I didn't really pick apart little things here and there. I was like, I got it. I know what you're trying to sell me. I'm on board. Let's go for it.
Okay. So
there's
somebody
that.
who didn't know, who doesn't know the source material, you thought they did an okay job.
Yeah.
You understood what was
Mhm.
going on.
They played it safe, to be honest.
I agree. I feel like me and this person are on the same page already. What is this? I can't read it.
Yeah,
Drew-
Dr. W.
Drew.
Oh, Drew.
I'm gonna call you Drew unless you tell me not to.
Drew.
Drew on Instagram. Saying a lot of things that I'm also thinking. Anyways.
Did you pay Drew to back you up? No comment. Okay. Hi, Kelly.
Hello, Kelly. Thanks for joining us.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else non-spoilery?
Yes.
that we want to
Okay.
say?
I would say the last. I may be wrong, but I think the last video game to film adaptation was Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
You're
that
also-
I remember.
Yeah, you're also a big fan of that. Would you say this is a better or worse video game to film adaptation? And I know that's kind of hard to difficult. I'm putting you on the
Yeah,
spot.
I would say just because I do know both. I would say probably Tomb Raider has done better because Assassin's Creed just has far too much lore behind it. And so the movie, I have always felt, even though I enjoyed the movie, I feel like Assassin's Creed would be better suited as a mini-series or actual TV series.
Ooh.
Because there's just so much
Ooh, you know what?
detail that, I feel like they did an okay job trying to put it into a movie, but there's just too much that they still tried to teach you
Yeah.
that really only Assassin's Creed players would understand. So I feel like if they still are going to continue that series, it would probably be better suited for Assassin's Creed to move out of the movies and into a small screen.
I'm so on board with that.
Yeah, I
Now that
feel
you say
like
that-
it would be far better doing it that
And
way.
I think doing it the way American Horror Story does it would work really well, where
Yes.
each season is essentially
Yes.
a different
That
period
would
of time.
be
And,
perfect.
yeah,
Thank you, Elena, for backing me on that too.
everybody's just backing you up.
But with Tomb Raider, there's not that much lore behind it. It's more so character driven. And you know, with each individual movie, she could be going after something specific. The same way with the games. If they want more narration to it, or more narrative, more character driven, then it might also be better to be moved into some kind of mini-series. And I will get more into that when we get into the spoiler parts. But for trying to be a movie, I think they did a pretty good job. Especially in trying to bring in the lore a little bit. Because with Assassin's Creed, they could have made it its own movie, but they actually, last I read, that's canon. It is part of the larger
Right.
universe of Assassin's Creed. So that made it a little more difficult for them.
Okay. So, before we move on to spoilers, I think our consensus is that if you're a fan of the franchise, you'll probably enjoy the film.
I think so.
You might think it played it a little safe.
Mm-hmm.
You might, walk out of there maybe wanting a little bit more references to the games or whatnot, characters. But if you're not a fan of the franchise, like myself, I think it was a good enough movie to go see in the theater. I think it was a good popcorn film, I liked Alicia Vikander.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think.
Is it Daniel Wu? Is that his name? No.
Is he the one really the fisherman or the?
Yeah.
I don't know the
The
actor's
sidekick.
name. Yeah. I think
Followers. Commenters,
I
help
thought
me with his name again.
all the characters, I think, were pretty solid.
Laura, please.
So, anyhow,
I don't have
that's
them.
probably the end of our non-spoiler review. Melter, if you're still watching, we're probably gonna get into some spoilers. Anybody else, if you're watching, we're probably gonna get more into detail. So if you don't want spoilers, just put on your headphones.
Kelly, yes, he is from that. Do you remember his name? Because I don't. I guess I can Google it. I'm not sitting in front of a computer at all.
I'm not very familiar with that actor, but I liked him a lot. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, I'm not. Oh.
Yeah, Daniel Wu, you're right.
Well, at least I tried it.
Will Laura spontaneously combust? Stay tuned.
I'll be okay.
Hi, Bounty for Fire. Thanks for joining us. Let me give you a wave. I like this wave function on Instagram.
Yeah, I don't think I noticed that was there before.
Yeah, it must be new. I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah, Daniel Wu. He was pretty good.
Yeah.
I liked his character. Okay, so spoilers, guys. Spoilers. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Everyone dies. No, I'm just
Spoilers.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Everyone doesn't die.
I'm kidding.
Though some people do die. But I think that's a given in this kind of
Well,
movie.
yeah.
Okay. Where do we want to start?
Character. Okay, I'm curious. The characters that are in the movie, how many of those were from the video games? Obviously, Lara. But
I want to
the
say 3 of
the
them.
captain, is he in the game?
I think so.
Okay, is the dad pretty? I mean,
You can jump in when you're done if you want to.
Malachi, whatever the bad guy was.
Matthias.
Matthias, yeah, he was from the game.
Yeah. You're good. I got it. 3 actual characters.
Okay.
4 if you want to count Himiko. 4. Sorry, I put up kind of 4. 4. If you count Himiko, there is 4. From what I remember. My constant advertisement. That's counting her.
So, okay. So, Laura, Matthias, Luren.
Nope.
No, not Luren. Anna.
Anna and Himiko.
And Himiko. Okay.
So this is kind of getting into the how I think it was Drew that mentioned earlier, wishing there were more characters from the games. Out of all of those people, there are only 4 that are actually from the games. Now, one thing that I was a little frustrated at is they almost completely changed her background story, Laura's. Originally, she was already into archaeology on her own.
Okay.
She was searching for this island, not her father. She had her own team of people with her.
Hi, Hasmin.
And they were doing this together. So the thing about this movie is they took elements from the first game and the second game and mashed them into this movie, which I'm okay with because they did kind of need to do their own thing. We didn't want to be able to exactly know what was going to happen already. Your video froze.
Yeah, Melter. Melter says that they want that toast.
Coming tomorrow.
I just finished mine and I want another one.
So originally she had a team.
Is the video still frozen? No?
It looks okay on your side.
Yeah, it's.
On Twitch we're having issues, yeah. She had a team of like 5 or something other people that was helping her, and they kind of formed a very interesting friend and family dynamic. Also, somebody very extremely important missing from the movie was Sam, who is her best friend. And also the motivation behind everything that she does in that first movie, or first game. So Sam is not part of this. Sam is actually a major character in the first game. And, spoilers, she's actually... I can't remember if she's actually related to Himiko, but she becomes one of the main characters that Himiko is going after. So there's all these people on this team that like would have really created more, I guess, emotion behind what was going on because they were all trying to protect each other.
Okay.
Whereas in this one, she meets this random guy, Lu Ren, which is Daniel Wu, and they're trying to, you know, they're just working together to try and figure out what happened to their dads. Yes, Daniel?
They could have called it Dad Fighter instead of Tomb Raider.
He's had the joke waiting. He's like, I gotta wait for the right moment to bust out that joke.
I've been sitting on that too long.
Melter, did you not, are you being sarcastic? Because we did a very long spoiler warning. Sorry, the camera's here, but I'm looking at this monitor. Melter, I apologize if you didn't see our spoiler warning. I'm really sorry.
Oh, hopefully that wasn't like when it froze either.
Sorry. Gonna keep going.
Yeah, we really tried, so sorry.
So I'm a little bummed because we didn't have people like Sam in it, who again was the motivation behind her journey of going from this, you know, naive archaeologist to, let's face it, to a killer. We don't have that. Instead, we have this replacement, which again, I did like Lu Ren, but he was kind of a poor replacement for Sam, in a way.
Okay. Himiko? based on what you've said, it sounds like she's a bigger
Oh,
element in the game, like a proper villain, as opposed to whatever she was in this game. So is that disappointing for you as a fan of the game?
It was a little bit.
Yes.
They completely changed her story. Completely changed her story. So initially, spoilers for the game, Himiko is actually, she basically kind of a way of like a reincarnation. Her religious followers, not Trinity. Trinity doesn't come until the second game. Religious followers are on this island and they're trying to find her a new vessel, basically.
Okay.
So when Lara and her team show up, that's Sam. Sam, they choose to be her next vessel. So she's got like this long history of all of these women that have died because she has taken over their bodies. And so in the movie, you see all of those dead women.
Her handmaidens.
Yes. In the game, that's not what they are. She is an actual real villain. Like, she's going to take over this new vessel, and she's going to basically just, like, take over everything. If I can remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. And instead, in this movie, they've changed her to where she's not a villain. They've created this villain idea around her in order to keep people away from her. So I was a little bummed that they changed it so drastically. But again, at the same time, I understand that if they're trying, they're trying to keep to kind of the story, but still do their own thing.
Gotcha. I was a little confused when I was watching the film. Again, if you're watching, we're still talking spoilers. This is going to be pretty spoiler heavy, what I'm about to say. So just FYI, still spoilers. Okay, 5,
You can
4,
bring your
3,
chair down
2,
if you need to.
1. Himiko, in the film, the whole kind of quest, the belief that the dad had, was making it seem like they're going to go into like really deep supernatural elements. And as not someone who's familiar with the game, I didn't know if that was part of Tomb Raider, if Tomb Raider would delve in to supernatural or not. And so I thought one of two things was going to happen. Either, yes, they're going to dive into supernatural, and I was not expecting that, or they're going to find a way to back out of the supernatural side of things, which is what they ended up doing in the film. So Tomb Raider, the franchise, dives into supernatural elements.
Yes.
Okay. I wish I would have seen that. I honestly, up until like the last third of the film, was thinking this would have been a great mummy film. This should have been the mummy film we got. But it wasn't.
Hey, Brendan Fraser's awesome.
No, not that one. The new one, the Tom Cruise one. Instead of the Tom Cruise one.
Yeah.
Yes.
To acknowledge that.
So that's actually one thing that Danny and I talked about afterwards, was that the difference, there's a little bit, there's Uncharted, there's Tomb Raider, and they're very similar. The difference, one of the differences is that Tomb Raider does actually go into the supernatural aspect. Uncharted, you think is the supernatural, but you get to the end and it's not.
Okay.
So Tomb Raider did basically what the Uncharted games do. And so I was like, I'm kind of torn because I kind of liked the idea of what they were doing, but at the same time I was like, but that's not who that character was supposed to be.
Well, maybe, like someone said, they played it really safe, and this was a very Tomb Raider light introduction to a greater audience. Because if you're not familiar with the franchise and you go in expecting just like a straight adventure film, and you come out with like reincarnated mummies and all this kind of stuff, then maybe you're like, I don't know if I want this anymore. So maybe you start really light, the first one, start the series, and then you come in with supernatural in the second film or not. I mean,
It's possible.
Well, it's kind of supernatural. The fact that the virus survived as long as it did, when most viruses only die within a couple of days.
yeah.
That was one thing that we talked about, is how did this virus stick grown.
You don't question those things. You just
I don't
accept
know.
it.
Oh, one thing going back to characters. Technically, her father is not in the game. Again, they kind of combined some things from the two. She starts following her father's research in the second game, but he is dead in the games. So I was actually kind of interested it was interesting, and I liked that they did actually have him in this movie, because we're so used to her just never having her father. And I was like, I think she deserves to see her dad for a minute.
Yep, Kelly, you're right. It is movie logic. You just accept it and move on, I guess.
Mm-hmm. You want to try some?
Yes. Sorry, I wasn't nice and I didn't save any of mine.
He scarfed that.
It's okay, he's taking me to sushi.
Ooh.
Oh, I guess I'm taking her to sushi. Anyhow, again, major spoiler coming up. So,
Melter.
So if you're watching, no, don't.
Never mind.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Again, let me say it one more time. Spoilers still coming. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2. The film ended, obviously, with a setup, like a kind of nod to the classic Lara Croft look, with the ponytail and the double deuce action. Did you leave excited for the future of the films, or you're like, whatever?
Yes and no.
Okay. Kelly says hi, by the way.
So
Megan says hi, Kelly.
You have to do that.
She goes like this.
exactly like that, Kelly. So the thing about this is, I really liked seeing the flashbacks of her life, because they did a lot of kind of callbacks to her previous look. Mm-hmm. So like when she's younger, she has the braids and stuff like that. And so I liked that. But the thing about it is that I like having this new version of her. So I was a little torn seeing her in the classic Lara Croft look that we know. But again, I'm also I'm a fan of the game, so I'm used to that. I don't know that I necessarily want the two guns to become her thing again. So
Did you use guns in the new series at all?
No, she didn't really use guns. She only used the bow. So all of a sudden transitioning to dual pistols.
Because that's how you take down Trinity.
So I'm a little torn with that, because I want her to be badass, obviously, but I also I'm into this new Lara. I don't want it to be the old one. You see what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
And in the games, they did do a brief thing like that too, where there was towards the end of, I can't remember which one of the games, where she somehow got her hands on two guns. And we were like, oh shit, yeah! And so you got to use it for that part of the game, but then that was it. And I was like, okay, that was enough callback for me. So either way, though, I'm still excited to see what they do next, because they left off with that the Anna cliffhanger. I don't know if you want me to spoil that for you. But as soon as that actress, I didn't even know who she was, but as soon as she walked on the screen, I was like, oh, that bitch.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no. And then I was like, well, they're doing so much of their own thing. Halfway, through the movie, I was like, maybe it's not the person I thought it was going to be. But no, it is.
Yeah, I kind of started figuring out that she might be less than honest, not knowing anything.
So I do think that the next one is going to be very interesting, for sure. One thing that I'm a little frustrated over, and it's little detail. She's very well known in the game for that leather holster. with the one gun.
Laura?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
I was like, Anna? I don't know.
No, not Anna. No, Laura. That's her new. It's obviously the pickaxe, but also it's that holster with the gun and obviously the bow too. But she never even had a holster at all in this movie, and I'm a little bummed about it.
Well, I mean,
So I hope it's in the next one.
yeah.
Question
Yeah.
related to the pickaxe. Did they use that to open Himiko's coffin? Because it was just like suddenly there. Did you notice that?
I don't think they use that specifically to open the coffin. The pickaxe. Like, where'd that come from? I think...
Yeah,
We already talked about it.
They used the back end of it as a pry bar, and that's what
That's-
they opened it with.
Unless somebody knows on our stream, let us know. If not, that's one of the many reasons that I want to go back and see it again, because I was like, where did that pickaxe come from?
When I watched it, I didn't think it came out of nowhere. I don't remember where it came from now, but
Random tool.
yeah, I think it was this gear that one of the guys had, one of the
Like just
henchmen
dropped
guys.
it or
Yeah.
something?
I mean, they have a bunch of gear on them, so I don't know. I didn't question at the time, mostly because I also knew that she was pretty iconic with the pickaxe now with the newer games. So I was like, okay, when's that going to make an appearance? But
Sarah says it came from one of the two henchmen.
yeah.
So it was just kind of on him and he just like dropped it. Okay. Between the film and the Angelina Jolie films yet. Not specifically.
We have not compared the two yet. It's been so long for me since I've seen the original films with Angelina Jolie that I can't really like recall them well enough to compare them accurately. I know that those movies definitely played up more of the badass aspect, but also the sex appeal of like the old Lara Croft, the pixelated breasts and
The polygonal boobs.
yeah. So I do like that this newer version of Lara was not focused on the sexuality side.
I mean, not to say that's wrong. Like, whatever, that's cool. But it was nice to see more than that.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing that I did read was that, and I agree, is the older films were a little bit more cheesy. And this one not necessarily made it more grounded in reality, but just didn't feel as cheesy fake, I guess.
It didn't scream and wave his arm and say how cheesy.
So, I think that's probably the only real comparison that I can make. Because that's the one thing that I do remember. Because I did actually, I think it was like last year, I watched one of the Tomb Raider movies, the old ones on Netflix. And I just remember thinking, man, this is so cheesy. I don't remember it being this cheesy last time I saw it. That just shows you, I guess, what time period it was.
Sarah also says, one thing that I noticed is that the AJ films were too easy, as in no sense of danger, but in this one there definitely was.
I can agree with that,
Yeah.
yeah. That's definitely true. More stakes.
Yeah, I mean, some of the outcomes I saw coming, like I knew obviously she was not going to die. But even in those moments where like they played up the fact that she might, how's she gonna get out of this one? I still was kind of invested. It's like, how is she gonna get out of this one? She's going to, but how? That's what I'm curious about.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Now,
Except for the very end when she threw down the pickaxe, and I knew she was gonna use that to throw herself across the chasm, and
and then she didn't.
What?
she did when it was collapsing.
Oh,
Yeah.
that last part, yeah.
And
Okay.
yeah. Sorry, you were saying?
So, for our viewers, one reason that I was like, Jason, you have to watch this so we can talk about it on the stream, is because it was really hard for me to disconnect myself from the game watching this. So I could recognize all these Easter eggs and callbacks to the game. One thing that I was reading online was that some people are saying that they felt like they were just watching a video game. Because there were parts in it that were as if you were playing it, but you weren't playing it, you were watching it. Did you feel that? Okay, Megan says she did.
On the boat. When
I
she
didn't.
jumped out.
I didn't. I didn't consciously think that I was watching a video game, but there were moments where I was thinking, is this a direct callback to something from the video games? Like you said, the boat, when she jumps on the boat and she's like climbing across. Okay, is that something that actually happened in the video games? Like, so little things like that, just because I don't know the game, but I know filmmakers put these cameos, these Easter eggs in, I kept questioning, like, that might be a thing. That might be a thing, but I didn't take the entire thing to feel like a video game.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That was. Things like that, obstacles or like the
In my
plane.
head, I kept on like pressing.
Jump now. Yeah, the part in the plane. That plane's from the game. I was like totally geeking out when they showed it in the trailer. I was like, yes!
I did think that the entire sequence of her escaping and surviving everything was a bit much. Like, okay, she jumps into the river, that's fine. Okay, she lands on this plane.
Actually,
cool.
normally when you fall into that river in the game, you die.
See? Not accurate film.
So I was like, dang, they're having to go in the river? What? I was like, but she's gonna die. Tricked me.
Alright. I have no idea how much time we have on Instagram. I know we're probably approaching the hour, so before we get kicked off, any last remarks you wanna make? Any last questions you wanna ask a noob?
There was. Now I'm trying to remember what it was.
Best part is Alicia did all her own stunts too.
I didn't know that part, but I'm not surprised. She's a very good actress.
I mean, I saw videos of her getting in shape and like actually like doing like the.
She's freaking buff.
She reminds me of Bruce Lee, like very thin and small, but like just muscle.
I will say the bike courier thing was pretty interesting. My husband did not go with me to see it, and I was like, oh, maybe he should have. He would have liked this, but then I was like, oh no, it would have given him some ideas.
I was thinking that when I saw it, I was like, oh, Jay probably wants to do this if he wants to go see it.
Never mind. I was like, that'd be just the greatest phone call. Your husband was racing. He has a empty paint can on the back of his bike, and he hit a car. Oh, awesome. I know why. Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe I won't make him see it.
To everybody watching us, joining us on any of the various streaming sites, what did you think of the film? Like, yay, nay, would go see, would not go see again.
Is that right?
Be looking forward to sequels. We're always curious what you guys think.
Yes. Oh, I remember what I was going to ask.
Oh, what's up?
Until somebody decides to chime in. One thing that actually Alicia also had said at one point was this film lacks female characters.
The film
In general.
lacks female characters in general.
She is the only woman aside from the beginning. There aren't even any women on the island aside from Himiko, but she's dead.
And there aren't really any
Pawn shop?
positive male figures either.
It's like 3 women in the whole film.
Did you guys talk about the dad yet?
What about the dad? We didn't say anything about the
The
dad.
fact that, every single establishing shot about the relationship that you're supposed to care about throughout the entire movie is just him leaving her every single time. Bye. I'll be back. I'll be back before you know I'm gone. Like, that's the only context that we ever have for her and her dad. Is just
That's
he's
probably
always leaving.
hers too.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's like, why would we care about this guy? I really didn't care about the dad.
Yeah, makes sense.
I never questioned the fact that he was leaving in every shot. I just kind of took it as he has this secret, obviously secret life. That cross out the jobs. Yeah, he has a secret life, which is very apparently based. She's going to leave her little perfect little life, or not perfect, but she's going to leave her life for a world of adventure, and I just felt like that was queuing that up. Sarah says definitely 4 thumbs up, and really looking forward to any possible sequels. 4 thumbs up. Is that
4 out of what?
Is that using your toes as well? So it's 4 out of 4, or is it 4 out of 5? Because 5 just seems to be a number people use.
Shoot, I was gonna say something. I can't remember again.
I mean, regardless of the scale, 4 thumbs up is pretty good. I'm looking forward to the sequel for sure. I hope they make the sequel.
If you didn't know, the actress who played teenage Lara also played teen. Oh, you're right.
I did not
The
realize
actress
that.
who played teenage Lara also played teenage Diana Prince in Wonder Woman. I knew she looked familiar. I mean, I didn't consciously think that, but I now realize that I did.
4 out of 2. I borrowed my wife's thumbs.
Okay. That works. Shoot, what was I gonna ask? It was a really good question too. Darn it.
Obviously it wasn't.
But it was.
Okay.
That's okay. I guess I'll ask you later.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll go random Facebook chat at 11:37.
Oh, really quickly, I know we're running low on time. The one thing they did that they changed was her background in different sports. She already knew how to use a bow.
Mm-hmm.
She already knew how to fight. She learns all that stuff on the island in the game. So showing that as part of her background in the movie kind of helped take out all that learning time. So good job on that part.
When are they going to start making movies that are basically choose your own adventure? And then, because in the video games, you learn all that to learn controls and how to play the game.
Ask Netflix.
So in the movies, you select a path, and it's like, oh no, you got beat up. Try again. Oh no, you.
How does that work in a theater, though?
They already started.
Is it a vote thing?
Oh, the majority, maybe.
That sounds like Black Mirror.
Ooh.
Okay.
Didn't they do that in some of the Disney shows or something like that?
Okay, I am pretty sure Netflix has choose your own adventure shit right now.
Somewhere, at least testing.
I think they have it on the kids channel or something.
I don't know.
We need to go look at the kids channel then.
And that's our question for you tonight. What story would you like to see adapted into a live-action choose your own adventure story?
Uncharted.
That was quick. Uncharted. Harry Potter. Oh, that's a good one.
Harry Potter, yes. That'd be interesting.
I don't know yet.
You asked a question, you didn't have an answer.
That's why I asked the questions, because I want the answers. Pokemon? Choose your starter.
Okay.
Too much pressure. Charizard. Charmander. Yo, start off with Charizard.
Fail.
Squirtle.
Aw, man, he's my rival. I picked the fire one, he automatically picks the one that beats mine.
Bye!
Okay. Everybody's leaving.
He's got a really good defense. What? I had defense.
Kelly says Supernatural.
Supernatural, I am down for that one.
Terrified.
Everything would end with you dying and then coming back to life.
Yeah.
And then dying
And
again.
then dying again.
That's a perfect choose your own adventure then.
It's always
That is an accurate choose your adventure. Come on. That's how it always happens. You die and then you go back.
Yeah, that's true.
How did we get talking about Supernatural?
I asked
Kelly, that's how.
Kelly. It's always Kelly.
So you guys are done talking about Tomb Raider?
I asked
For the most part.
Yeah, my question for the viewers was which story would you like to see adapted into a live-action choose your own adventure? Like,
So
if
we
you
already
could,
talked about the plot holes.
We're
eh,
we're good.
Alright.
there ain't time for that.
Like
This
how-
is only an hour long.
So we're not sure why Matthias thought that he was dead, but didn't know he wasn't dead. The dad. I killed him.
How many
Also,
times have you
he's
seen
alive.
that? You shoot him and he falls off the cliff and survives. Black Panther did that. And no one questioned it there.
And just the was it Uren's dad? Oh, he was killed in cold blood. That's all. And then all of a sudden, we're gonna follow you because your dad saved us. Wait, I thought he was killed in cold blood.
We might find out next time.
Tune in, same bat channel, same
Same
bat
bat channel.
time.
Yeah.
Okay, we're rambling on.
No, like next time we've got this stuff figured out. So next time
Yeah.
we'll be live around 6 instead of around 6:45.
And there'll be audio on Facebook and stuff.
Right.
But thanks
Yeah,
so much for
oops.
tuning in, guys. Hope you all have a good night.
All
We will
right.
see you next time.
Goodbye, YouTube.
Come in and try the new toast in case you didn't hear in the beginning of our stream.
That's only in